at some point, fear can no longer be an option.
Yeah.
I'm going to unload the clip.
What about Frida do you love? Why was she the inspiration? And what made you make her black?
Through her obstacles that she had in life, she didn't never give up. She didn't care if she didn't walk or none of that. As a woman, especially a black woman, we're very strong. We go through a lot of things that people would never understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not meant for them to understand. You know, sometimes when you are a person that's always been hitting, sometimes you just wait for your time to shine.
A More production.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Brianna Moore. I'm your host of the More Than Money podcast. Make sure to check us out on all outlets: Audible, iHeart, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere you get your podcasts. We are there and ready to meet you and have you enjoy these amazing conversations that we curate. However, today I'm so excited to introduce to you guys somebody who is very near and dear to my heart. We met in a very divine way, and she is all the way here from Georgia, y'all. She drove 7 hours to see me.
Yes.
Vice versa, I drove 7 hours to see her
Yes.
a few days ago to be on her
Yes.
podcast called Sunshine Collison. So today is a very special episode to me. I'm sitting down with a designer, an entrepreneur, a storyteller who uses fashion and conversation to help people push past pain and step into purpose in dope fashion. She is the creator of Sunshine Collison, a brand which is also the name of her podcast, and it's centered around real testimonies, real growth, and the idea that sometimes life's hardest moments can collide with something beautiful on the other side. So today we're talking about entrepreneurship, testimony, pushing through the pain, what it really means to turn your story into something powerful. So please welcome Coop to the show.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
You look so good. First of all,
Thank you.
I saw this shirt. I saw a mock-up of the shirt
Yeah.
when we were on FaceTime.
Yeah.
You designed this shirt.
Yes. I'm still working on it, but yes.
You still working on it, but it's fire.
Thank
like
you.
the fact that you can, I just feel like whenever I see your clothes or whenever I see something you've designed or you've put your imprint on, I love being inside of people's visions. And when you put the pen on paper and you actually get it off the paper,
Yes.
that I'm like, ooh, execution.
Yes.
So tell me first of all, before we get into everything, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Good.
I'm feeling just chill, mellow, as
Yeah.
always. Yeah. Feeling blessed.
Yeah. I feel like you have like this like presence. Like we would be like yin and yang.
Oh,
'Cause
absolutely.
I'm like, I'm off the wall. And you just like, all right, but breathe, the wall is fine. It's not going anywhere. Let's just calm down. But I do want to know, like, Sunshine Collison.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
And it feels a lot. It's two different words. So it's kind of like a juxtaposition because collisions don't
Don't even match up.
match with sunshine.
It don't. It
So
don't.
tell me a little bit about the name, how you came up with it. And yeah.
I came up with the name because I had asked God one day. I was driving down the street and I was like, man, I need a name for my podcast, right? And I don't want to give this person credit, but they used to call me Sunshine. And then I realized after a while of meditating on it, and I'm just like, man, working in the human service field, I have been a sunshine to a lot of people. So I have worked with people that overcome a lot of adversities in their life, and I have been there, you know, during the lowest moments of their life to watch them succeed or to step foot into something that they're, you know, working hard towards. The collide is, I always got good energy, so I want everybody to know, like, anytime you run into my brand, run into my brand.
Okay.
They always feel that positive energy. They know that whatever the outside look like, you can definitely get through it. So I definitely wanted to put those two together, and it don't match, so people will probably be thinking like, what is that? I had a lot of people come up to me. I wore one of my shirts in a grocery store, and someone was like, oh yeah, you fix cars? I was like, no.
Wow.
And I love that because then it draws the people in. Like,
Yeah.
this is my brand. This is what I do.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully you experience me in a good energy and a good positive energy where you're able to come and support,
Yeah.
you know, my brand and, you know, let people know what the ironic phrase of collision is compared to what you thought it was.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the product that you have, okay, first of all, I'm going to just say this, good dope sell itself, okay, because you came up to me with this hat, and you were like, yo,
The whole
like,
bag.
no, listen, the hat was fire. I mean, like, and I have to search for hats like that. Like that vibe you told me, that Cali type of vibe, bold letters, black hat, white letters, like it just is very pristine and clean. I think you were gonna give me the hat, and I was like, no, like I need to pay for this hat. I'm not like, I can't even take this because it's so good. You described your brand as pushing past pain and dope fashion. How do you translate life experiences into clothing and design?
I think the first thing that came to mind when I thought about that model was the fact that I used to work in homeless shelter or the residential with behavioral children. They will come with whatever that they have. And there was always something that was so significant to them that they held on to because it holds either a memory or it feels good or the texture or things like that, or something that would self-soothe them. And I wanted to make sure that my brand kind of like coincide with that. Because for me, I like a heavy hoodie, you know, especially with people who are experiencing anxiety and things like that. Like, people don't understand, like, the GSM 300 and up, that feels like a hug.
What is that?
It's like the weight of the
okay.
hoodie. So you know how you might have an overweight heavy hoodie?
Okay.
So sometimes, like, say, like, you got anxiety or something, you need that hug. It's kind of like a weighted blanket.
Got it.
So it does the same thing. So when you put it together in the clothes, it makes you feel comfortable wearing it because it's like, man, I'm having a crappy day, so let me just put on my favorite hoodie. You throw on your favorite hoodie. So I try to collide the more in-depth of that with my fashion because it's more than just putting on a t-shirt or putting on a hat or putting on a hoodie or putting on sweatpants. It's way deeper than that. How you feel is how you dress. How you dress is how you feel. So, you know, sometimes you be out with your friends and you looking good.
Yeah.
You feeling good.
Yeah.
It just goes hand in hand together.
So much intentionality with your clothing brand. And I'm just interested to see when you like get discovered. For real. Yeah. Like, I'm really good at finding people before the hype.
Oh, that's
you know
good.
What I'm saying?
That's good.
So I see it. What's something that people don't realize about starting a fashion brand?
You gotta have a lot of patience. You know, you scroll on Instagram and TikTok and those things and Facebook, and you see these people. Like, for me, I started off doing the $50 boot camps, you know, just trying to educate myself on it. And then I see all these people making all this money, and it's
making
like
all this money, like doing the boot camps, or
no, just making the clothes,
executing what they saw in the boot camp.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, get a T-shirt, put a label on it, and then it sells like that. In reality, it really don't really work like that. You know, I have been to different places and seen different brands, and to be honest, no shade, but everybody brand kind of like look the same. You know what I'm saying? So same hoodie, the same sparkles on it, pretty much the same thing, just a tweak
different
of a
name.
different, you know, different name. Yeah.
You talking about like the bigger names, like a
just in general, because in Atlanta there's a lot of people that have clothing brands.
Got you.
So when you go to like the streetwear market, everything looked the same.
Okay.
You know, I went for the first time the first year I created my brand. And I walked through there and I didn't buy anything because I was like, man, everything looks the same. So to me, it's kind of like what stands out, what pops out. Color affects your mood as well. Everything is intentional.
Yeah.
When I think about it, you know, even the lines, I love abstract. So I love lines. It's something that's gonna grab your attention, something that's gonna make you you know what I'm saying? But if you dig deeper into it, like my logo with the smiley face and a triangle, all that means something.
Yeah.
You know,
what does it mean? What does it mean?
When I put it together, I started off like, okay, I love smiley faces, but how can I flip it, right? Triangle means balance. The lines in it, that's abstract. We all trying to figure out which way we're going in life. Have a beat up face because we've been through so much in our life. If you look at the where it says Sunshine Collison, smile, it looks like it's dismantled and bleeding, you know? Yeah. Because we got to smile through a lot of the BS that we go through in life. So everything is intentional how I put it because I want you to grasp it, and I want you to come to me, and I want you to ask me, what is this? Because now we touching in on a lot of things, and you never know how God will use you to either testify or identify something with someone where it's like, man, I didn't think about that, or man, I am going through a lot right now, and you know, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna, you know, push through. Yeah. So a lot of things is like touch and go when it comes to that. When
I realized that you were different in how you approach fashion, you had a pen that came with my hat, the Frida pen. Yeah. Okay.
I love Frida.
Frida is black.
Yes.
On that pen.
Oh yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
this is not play. This is like
Yeah.
a very intentional brand, because art is, you know, like you said, you like abstract, but art to me is, it's in your head. And sometimes for me personally, it's hard for me to explain my thoughts sometimes. So when I see artists or people who are like expressing their creativity in different ways and actually like being able to put it up somewhere where people can understand exactly what it is. So for you to say like, okay, I love Frida. Like you putting her on a pen with sunflowers around her and making her black is a different type of love and admiration for her. So like, tell me, what about Frida do you love? Why was she the inspiration? And what made you make her black?
Through her obstacles that she had in life, she ain't never give up. She didn't care if she didn't walk or none of that. She was still painting. She was still moving and grooving. She had her men, you know what I'm saying, doing her thing. So for me, it paints a picture where it's just like, you know, as a woman, especially a black woman, we're very strong.
Yeah.
You know, we go through a lot of things that people will never understand. And it's not meant for them to understand. It's meant for us to understand. And for us to be in a level where we can acknowledge that, we can boost each other up, we can pick each other up, and we can push through a lot of the things that we go through in life that we think that, you know, is so hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just being able to just maneuver in life itself without having anybody to say anything or treat us a certain way. We're strong just because we woke up black. And for me, if I die and come back, I would want to be a black woman.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I love that.
You know?
I love that. And then, yeah, just you sharing that and having that, because I ain't gonna lie, like I'm not really a Frida, I'm not gonna say a fan, but like I didn't really know who she was. So me seeing how much you loved her and how much you admire her, I was like, let me look into this person. Because it was a whole exhibit here at the VMFA of her.
Oh, yeah, she's fire.
And I didn't even go see it because I was like, I don't really, Lord, I'm gonna
And she does self-portraits of her own self.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of those portraits she painted about herself.
Wow.
So if you really, really dive deep into it, you know, you'll see it, like what she's feeling, what she's going through. You know?
Okay.
And she ain't let none of that stop her. She was still painting.
Dang. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into Miss Frida. I'm gonna have to look into it. Has there been anybody like that's inspired you? Like I know like Pharrell, or I think Virgil was running Louis Vuitton or was the head of something at Louis Vuitton. Now Pharrell is, and Jaden and Willow are getting into like the Dior spaces or the high fashion brands. A$AP Rocky is getting into high fashion. So like, is it anyone that has inspired you, or you just kind of
just doing
your own thing?
I don't want to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, I want to do my own thing. I want to make a mark for my own self, you know. Very intentional what I do and what I'm trying to do and where I see it going. Yeah, I just want to stand out, you know. Sometimes when you are a person that's always been hitting, sometimes you just wait for your time to shine. So
you're a person you feel like that's been hidden?
Oh, yeah. And I always keep to myself, too. I'm very observant. So it's like I watch everything, and I never want to fit into the crowd. Oh, that weird girl in the corner. Yeah, that's me. I'm watching everything. Pay attention to everything. And I think that's, for me, is good. You know, because then you see what people like. You see what people dislike. You see how society is going. Yeah. You know, and whether you want to jump on that bandwagon or not, but I'm never going to jump on that bandwagon.
You're mysterious.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I wish you would have come before the Giants exhibit left. It was such a cool exhibit. And you talking to me right now reminds me of one of the artists that was in the exhibit. His name was Titus Cafor. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. I wasn't before this exhibit, but he pretty much said the same thing that you did. I mean, he's been everywhere. Like, he's mega famous now. And he did this painting of George Washington with like nails in George Washington's face. And it's like the imagery and the thing is so intentional, but he was like, yeah, like I don't have social media, and which is crazy because I'm watching him talk about the talk and I'm recording him and I'm tagging his social media. I'm tagging. He was like, and before I leave, I just want to let everybody know I don't have an Instagram. Whoever that man is, it's not me, and he been scamming people. And I'm like, I've been tagging this man. But he doesn't get on social media because he doesn't want to be influenced.
I know that's right.
And I'm like, this is a mega star. What do you mean you're not on social media? Like, that's what you use. That's what people use, like, to see how many followers you have, to see how influential you are. He was like, I don't want no parts of it. But literally, you talking to me right now about that made me think about him. This is going to be big. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
Receive it.
What's been the hardest part about building?
Just being on that level where, you're still human. I'm still working 2 jobs and trying to design and trying to afford it, if sort of say. Finding suppliers that's able to, because I'm so detailed, to do what I want them to do, so that it comes out the way that I want it to come out, not just like half-assed, where it's like, oh, that's nice. I have that jacket.
Ooh, I need that jacket. That jacket tough.
I'm like, it's not how I want it, but I get so many compliments on it. And it's so funny because I make different samples, and if it doesn't look right, I'm not going to put it out. So there's a lot of stuff that I just randomly wear just to wear, and everybody says, like, why you get to wear the good stuff?
Right.
And you give us these raggedy T-shirts.
What? And the T-shirt, I have on one right now, and this is that, like, I love like an extended neck, like boxy fit.
Yes.
It works well for me because I feel like more masculine presenting in a way. So my breasts are big and my shoulders are a little broad and the back is a little like, so this, I feel like it doesn't like cinch in on my stomach too much to where you can see my rolls. Yeah. And it gives me room so that I can like kind of move around, but still have like a swag to me. Yeah. And and this shirt, I wore this one and I wore the gray one yesterday that you gave me. But that jacket tough. That jacket with that smiley face on, man. Listen, I need that, and I asked you for that too. You didn't bring it with you? I got it.
You know how many people they're like, oh, I pay you for that, and I'm like, ugh.
Dang, you can't even let it go.
I feel like I can't, and it's like a lot of people that's like close to me too. Like, oh, when you gonna come up off that jacket? I'm like, yeah, it's still in the works.
Okay.
I just gotta find a manufacturer or supplier that's able to just do it for me. Yeah. The way that I want it to be done.
Yeah, and I'm in it. I'm kind of in it with you a little bit. Like, we got some stuff dropping in March. Yeah. We have hats dropping, and I haven't been in any meetings or anything, but you've been showing me the messages going back and forth through the mail. It is a lot of work to get this thing up and going. Yeah. And before we even started the brand, before we even came up with what we were going to do, I think we waited for like 6 months. Has it been 6 months or 4 months?
I don't even remember.
It's been a while since we came up with the ideas. I was like, I want to do a collab with you. And you were like, all right, well, you got to tell me exactly what you want.
Yeah. And you were like, oh, I just want a hat. I want this and this. I'm like, it's not that simple.
Right. I'm like, can you just do it? And then we could just figure it out. And you were like, no. Like, you need to tell me because I want it to be exactly how you want it to be. Yeah. And
especially being a collab, I definitely want input. So that it can still see both our sides, you know, both our brands, and make sure that it highlights that and represents exactly what we stand for.
Yeah, and you were like super intentional about it. We had a meeting about it. We did sketches. Yep. I was like, Lord, where's the hat? Like,
and then now it's like Chinese New Year, so that's what's taking so long.
We were going through Chinese manufacturers, so it's like, anyways, I want people to understand like the trials and the tribulations that go on behind starting a brand, and not that I'm not as privileged. I just got a little taste of it, but. Tell me about some challenges that you've had, or if somebody's watching this who may want to start a brand, do you have any tips for them?
Know exactly what you want and make sure you educate yourself about the materials and the sizing and doing mock-ups and things like that, because when you're communicating with people that are overseas and you're using them as, your supplier, you want to make sure that they understand exactly what you want and exactly what you need. For example, I inquired, just inquired, about making a fitted hat. Okay. Because a lot of the men were like, oh, Coop, I need a fitted hat. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I inquired pricing and things like that, and I asked them different ways of it looking. Then I went back and I said, you know what? Let me just do the 5-panel hat, which is the one that we have. Okay. Let's do the 5-panel hat snapback. I'll revisit that once I get the measurements and things okay. And what they did was they put both of the hats together. So they put a fitted in the back, and they put a 5-panel in the front. Oh. And then it was just one size. And the size have to be a size 8. I don't know whose head is that big. Yeah. And I was mad, but at the end of the day, there's not much that I can do about it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, we'll give you 10%, 10%. It was only like, what, $30? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so just be very mindful, you know, just making sure that you reiterate what you are expecting from the suppliers,
Yeah.
you know, because also, too, there's a language barrier as well.
Yeah.
So you're trying
yeah.
to communicate with people that, you know, English is not their first language.
Yeah.
And Chinese is definitely not mine.
Mhm.
Or, I don't know, Mandarin. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, my bad.
So,
We need it by March, though.
yeah.
Look.
So they
However
say
you
by
that.
mid-March, it
Yeah.
should be here. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think it's going to come out fire.
Do you remember that? I'm not sure if you saw this interview with Kanye West and Sway. Where
No.
Kanye West told Sway, you ain't got the answers. Sway was basically, Kanye West had Yeezy. And I don't know, like, the full gist of the interview, but Sway was saying to Kanye, like, bro, why don't you, instead of going through these big manufacturers and going through these big fashion houses to produce your product, why don't you just do it yourself? And Kanye was like, he was getting, like, visibly frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, bruh, these fashion houses have been around for decades. I mean, like, years and years and years upon years.
Mm-hmm.
It is really hard to build that from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
And so him and Sway's going back and forth. And finally Kanye is like, you ain't got the answer, Sway. That viral clip, you ain't got the answers. And now, I think in 2024, Kanye retracted that statement. He was like, you know what? After he went through all that stuff with Adidas, he was like, you know what? Sway did not have the answers. I should have just did it myself.
Yeah.
But looking at this from an entrepreneur lens, looking at you as somebody who's doing it themselves, it's like you doing 5 different things. You the CEO.
I enjoy it, though.
You're the designer. You're the translator. You're doing it all.
Yeah.
Did you say you enjoy it?
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly what I want and how I want it, and I
Yeah.
want to make sure that it gets done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I know pretty sure once the brand gets big, I'm gonna have to, you know, have people step, you know, in those positions. But but I enjoy the process. I enjoy the slow burn of it.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I would rather it this way so that I can learn and get the kinks out and know what I'm walking into. You know, there's people that have mentors and things like that. I don't necessarily have a mentor. There's one guy that I normally reach out to. He has been very helpful to me. Shout outs to C. He has a brand as well. So he kind of like gives me advice when needed. But other than that, I enjoy learning and educating myself on it just firsthand for myself. And there's not a lot of things that I'm interested in, but clothes and things like that always been something that I was always interested in. Hats, love hats.
Yeah.
So that's like my main seller right there.
I love it too because I got alopecia and you know what I'm
Period.
saying? I like the
Yep.
not trying to hide or nothing like that, but I like a nice hat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you have really good, you put a lot of intention into it. What was the first real investment you had to make in your brand?
I bought those pens. It all started with pens.
Okay. The Frida pen or a different one?
It was the actual logo with the smiley face with the triangle.
Okay.
And when I had got them done, it was like these plastic ones, and the backs kept falling off of where the pen was. It was like one of those stick-on ones.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, like, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, once I did those, I just did the smiley face, which I think you got that hooked onto your jacket.
My jacket, yep.
Yeah. So then it was that. And then it came the Sunshine Collision hat that you have. But that one is the second. I flipped it. So I put a green underbrim underneath it, and I put Smile Sunshine on the back. But the original one is just Sunshine Collision with the one logo on the side.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's when that hat came. So those are the investments that I've started off with. But like the very, very first thing was the $50 boot camp.
Okay. So you invested in your education first.
Yeah, $50 boot camp. And then I took the last bit of money I had, mind you, because I, moved from Massachusetts to Georgia. I spent my last on designs. And I talked to this guy in Cali, and I was like, this is what I want. This is how I want it. This is what I see. I need to have sunflowers. I need to have this. I need to have that. And he put it all together, made me a tech pack.
How did you find these people to help you?
I don't know. I was just going on Instagram, and then I seen his work, and then I seen how professional he was.
Okay.
He had a whole built out, itemized things that you from him, whether it's hats, hoodies, T-shirts, things like that. And he would post it all the time. And then I seen, all his work. I just went on a binge and just looked at his work. And I was just like, okay, let's try this. And I put my faith in God, because who's sending somebody $1,000 for,
yeah,
for a tech pack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, 70% of Americans don't even have $1,000 in their bank account.
That was my last. Ooh, sorry, Mom.
Why you say sorry to Mom?
Cause my mom gonna kill me. Spend all that money.
Oh yeah. I mean,
hey, it is what it is. I gotta invest in myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of money on
if I had
investing in myself.
had more,
yeah,
I definitely probably would have just took that chance. But I mean, you got to sow your seeds where you need to, because it's gonna come. It's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Tenfold.
Yeah.
Pressed down, shaken together.
Ooh, I love when you say that. I love when you say that, because you be praying. Yes. And it's some fire round questions I want to get to. Mm-hmm. But I feel in my spirit that I need to ask you, how has your spirituality played into all of this?
It has definitely played a huge part, only because I'm coming from, which I'm still in the phase of transition. So, or transforming or becoming. This person that I am today, where I moved to Atlanta, it would be 3 years, and just trying to figure it out. So a lot of times I leaned on God for a lot of things, even in my depression, even in not knowing what my purpose is. Still don't know what my purpose is, but I'm still working on that. And just being open and talking to him and allowing him to lead me into, especially this year, I told myself and I told God, I said, I want to be in alignment in your will. So whatever you need me to do, I'm going to try my best to do it. Mm-hmm. And I have to be obedient to whatever he says, and not question it, which now I'm working on my faith, because I have to believe that it will happen. I have to believe that it will come into fruition. Mm-hmm. So I'm so big on God because God is so big on me, and I know for a fact he wouldn't have placed this vision in me and allow me to go to sleep, wake up, and start sketching and just keep going and keep going. Yeah. I have a catalog in my iPad. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That wait till somebody give me an opportunity. Yeah. I'm going to unload the clip.
Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Tom Ford, Chanel, Prada, Dior, Hermes, Givenchy. If you're looking for a stylist, okay, we got you. Because even just the way you've put this together, I love it. It's interesting to me that you say you haven't found your purpose.
I say that all the time. I probably do.
That's an interesting statement to me, because it feels to me like you're walking in your purpose right now.
Yeah, most likely, probably.
Maybe
it's in denial. I got you're afraid to be successful, you're to walk in it. What is that?
Most people are afraid to be successful. I'm not sure what the actual quote is, but
it's a word that it is. I forgot what it is.
You're afraid of success?
Yeah. And I'm afraid to step in whatever the purpose is. I have a feeling that what I do now, even though I don't want to, it's always something that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So I've been working in human service field since I was 20 years old.
Wow.
But I know that servicing people and working with people has always been a thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm at a point where I'm burnt out. So this right here, creating, gives me kind of a break from it. Mm-hmm. But in reality, I'm still doing the same thing. So yeah, I am walking in my purpose. So that's why I got the podcast, because now it's the soundtrack of what my brand is.
It seems like you're walking into something bigger than what you're walking in right now.
I receive it.
Yeah, doors are opening. And I say that because I was in the same place that you were. And I think I've told you my story before about, you've read a little bit of my book.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're in the same spot. It got to a point where I hated going to work, but I had to figure out how to get up out of there. And so everything became the blueprint for how to leave that job. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you may be in that space of where I was, because it's dang, I'm really good at this though. I'm really good at talking to people.
Yeah, it comes secondhand.
It's second nature. It's easy. Yeah. It affords me this lifestyle that is taking care of me. I'm comfortable. Mm-hmm. But
I'm not comfortable. Let me just tell y'all.
Right.
But
yeah,
it definitely, I can agree. Yeah,
I got you.
I can agree. and waking up every day, not really wanting to do that type of work, but it comes secondhand to you. I told God, I was like, I don't want to work in human service no more. I don't want to interact with people like being their problem solver and, you know, working in that type of line of work. And when I moved to Georgia, it was like, yeah, God laughed because he was like, yeah, I got a plan for you. You're going right back to doing that. I had like little jobs, you know, I was doing moving and construction and things like that. He sucked me right back into working with addiction. You know what I'm saying? Working with people, you know? So now I supervise, you know, one of the facilities in Georgia. At one of the addiction facility. So it's just like, it just comes second nature to go in and to push people and to be their accountability partner, so to say, as I'm trying to be my own in my own life. And I always use my own personal testimony to make sure that they know, like, you know, getting up every day, not wanting to go to groups, but at the end of the day, you paying all this money. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that you survive. Like, this is survival. Like, you're done using drugs. You made that choice. You came in, you said yes. You said, yes, I'm going to pay all this money to get the help that I need. But no, we cannot lay in the bed all day because we're depressed, or I don't feel like it, or it's too many groups, or I'm in group all day, my attention span. I let them know I work 2 jobs. And recently, before a few months ago, I was sleeping on my friend's floor for the last 2 years, trying to figure it out. And I always use that as an example. You cannot give me an excuse why you can't get up and do what you need to do. I come here every day and I'm tired. I work 24 hours and I'm coming here and I'm making sure that you guys are good, making sure that you guys are safe. You cannot tell me that you're too tired to get up. Yeah. And when they hear that, they're like, you work? Yeah, I work 2 jobs. I just left one, just clocked in.
And you go to the gym, you work out.
Oh yeah, now I go to the gym. Yeah,
you just slimmed on down. Really
I'm trying to eat good, feel good, all that. I'm trying to get my mental together. I'm trying to get focused because what God has said to me is to shut my mouth, to focus, get in alignment with what He says. So at the end of the day, I have and to submit, because sometimes we struggle with submitting, and I'm still struggling. But every day, I still choose God. I still choose to be in alignment with Him, whether I mess up or not. And it's okay to mess up, y'all. Just to let y'all know, it's okay to mess up. And I think that having grace for ourselves is very important. And I'm learning all this because I'm stepping out of my comfort zone with people correcting me. And I know that at the end of the day, these are people that God has aligned in my life so that they can correct me, so that I can be in places that I need to be when it comes to my brand, when it comes to my podcast, when it comes to interacting with you, anybody. It's just how you carry yourself and represent Him. So I want to make sure that I lead with love and light, and that's what I'm learning the most right now. Yeah.
And it sounds like you're in a space where somebody still needs something from you, which is why you still doing something that you may not necessarily like, but it's somebody. I'm not sure if it's right now or if they're coming, but God is very strategic in how He moves things around. And when He got a message for you, it ain't gonna be no little love tap, okay? He gonna make you real uncomfortable. He gonna make you real uncomfortable because He's learned that when He gives you a little love tap, and when He gives you directions, a lot of times we don't follow them as humans. We just don't follow them. So I'm not sure what that is, but I'm excited to see this come into like full fruition though. All right, fire round. Design or message? What's more important?
Message.
Pain or purpose?
Pain. Fashion
trend or timeless style?
Timeless style.
Create for money or create for meaning?
Create for meaning.
Risk or security?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to say risk, and the only reason why I'm going to say risk is because I don't take too many.
I feel like you take risks. Like, you being on your friend's floor for 2 years is a risk.
That's because I refuse to go back home.
But that's a risk, though.
I guess. Yeah.
Because security will be staying home.
You know what? Think about you onto something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
okay. I knew you. I just knew you risk. I knew it was coming. But that's interesting. That's interesting how we thought about that differently. Streetwear or high fashion?
I like streetwear.
I like streetwear too. I like elevated streetwear. High fashion is just high streetwear fashion.
It's the same manufacturer, but I'm putting 3 times the tax on it.
Entrepreneurship or stability?
Entrepreneurship.
Okay. Healing in private or healing out loud?
I've done so much healing in private that this go around in my life, I know that I have that purpose to show people to heal out loud right now. Because it could save somebody's life, just like I tell my patients. You telling your testimony and going to AA and NA and you don't speak, you doing disservice to your peer across from you. So when you tell your story, they don't even know that their story may not be as worse as yours and that they made it, and it may be that I'm hanging on by a thread that might save them. So I think in this season, definitely healing out loud.
That's a big statement from someone who is used to kind of like being in the background or being hidden, as you
That's God
alluded
pushing
to
me.
earlier. Yeah.
Because like you said, he got something greater for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand that now.
Pain or purpose? Did you say pain?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to expound on that?
I feel like without the pain, there's no purpose. Because you're going to use the pain that you went through, and God's going to make sure that you serve that purpose in your life to make sure that you help whoever. Just like he helped everybody else.
In pain, I feel like it's kind of like a stock. Like, you got to go down in order to get up.
Yeah.
Go down in order to reach more momentum.
It's like
falling forward.
Yeah. Every time you fall, you got to get back up, It's like when Jesus died on the cross. He had to suffer. Why do we feel like we shouldn't suffer? Because he suffered for us in order for us to be and do the things that we are doing now. So sometimes you just got to suffer a little bit. Sometimes it's way worse than other people, and sometimes it feels undeserving, but there's a reason why you're suffering. There's a reason why. And there might be somebody that may be, like I said before, ready to be 1013. You know what I'm saying? Section 12. However you want to say it. Check into a mental hospital. Not making it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not
TDO, like detained, temporary detainment orders for like, people in the hospitals.
That just feel like they can't make it. When you hear somebody else's story and be like, man, you went through all that and you still here? Yeah, it didn't break me.
And that's interesting. It's 2 things that came to mind when you started thinking about that. For one, I'm always a person that says I feel like I'm not where I want to be yet, because I think that if I was to, let's just say I gained 1 million followers overnight and I was to be discovered and Oprah hit me up and she's like, hey, I need you to come up to Africa or whatever, wherever she at, and I need you to. I don't know if I'll be ready for that. I feel like it's all, we're building towards it. I'm building towards it. But I wanted to ask you, like, let's just say you got everything that you've been working for overnight. How would you, like, do you feel like you'd be ready for it in this season? Like, would you have enough merch? Would you have enough, like, sketches?
I will unload the clip.
You like, I'm gonna make it happen.
I will unload the clip. I will also invest. I will also do things and strategically, because when it comes to things like that, I'm very organized. So it's like I already in alignment. Doom, 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 doom. This will happen. This will happen. This will happen. Because in that moment, first and foremost, I'm probably gonna take a couple of days to thank God. Give my gratitude to the man above, and make sure that it's in alignment to what he says and what he wants me to do first. Yeah. When he said unload the clip, I'm unloading the clip. Yeah. Do.
I love it. Yeah. Me and you, we have such similar stories. I've been around a lot of people who I've seen, from my job, I've seen a lot of people pass away. I've seen a lot of very sick people at their worst, and have had to break news to families. Yeah. Along with my physician counterparts in certain situations. So people sometimes ask me, like, are you fearless? How are you doing this? Like, do you just not feel like you're gonna fail? And I'm like, I done seen people die. It's not that I'm fearless. It's just that gaze of like wondering or waiting to do something, I don't have it anymore, because I've seen people younger than me die because, of something that they couldn't control, cancer or like an immune system issue or whatever. Yeah. And you are in a situation to where you're seeing that people have hit rock bottom. They haven't necessarily died, but damn near, and now they're in a space with you where they're getting a second chance. Does that impact your ability to take risks? How does that impact you in this entrepreneurial journey?
To watch people lose everything overnight, to even lose their life. At some point, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are we doing? You know, I've always been resilient.
Yeah.
I've always figured it out. You only got one life to live.
Yeah.
I think once my aunt passed away, it was just like, yeah, no.
So y'all were really close?
Yeah, that was my favorite aunt.
Your mom's sister?
Yeah, they were a year and a day apart.
Wow.
And my aunt had lupus.
Oh, okay.
So I look at death a lot different. To be someone who was always bubbly, loved to dance, just loved to laugh and things like that, like to experience life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, at some point, fear can no longer be an option. So I'm learning that in this season as well. Like, at first it was like, okay, I'm scared. Okay, God, what you want me to do? And then recently, it's going to happen. Whatever I just did is going to happen.
Yeah.
I just had to just walk out on faith and just not be afraid. Yeah. Because what am I stopping for?
Yeah.
And I've learned that you don't know what's on the other end. So just try it. Now, I won't jump in no pool because I can't swim.
That's where I draw the line. Okay?
That's where I draw the line.
I love it.
But other things, yeah.
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 So, and I know we got like a few minutes left, but you being the way that you are, like just very observant, quiet, like you said, that's not how you always used to be. So what was the shift? Was the shift your aunt passing away, or did something else?
From what? Used to being quiet?
From you said you used to be, I'm sorry, I may have said it wrong, but you said you used to kind of be like bubbly and laughing and happy. And,
no, she used to be bubbly.
Oh, your aunt was, this has always been you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I just be chilling.
Yeah.
I just be chilling. And then when I'm around my friends, it's kind of like, I probably like you, like, because I feel comfortable. But other than that, I just be chilling, watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me go back to my question that I usually ask everybody. I didn't ask you. What was your first relationship with money?
For me, when I started working as a teenager, I really didn't have any bills or anything. But when I start to have bills, I know what's important. But I've learned through my mom, like I was telling you, like she's an emotional shopper.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So it's like when she happy, sad, whatever, she purchased something. I tend to do the same. But the difference between me is that I know what comes first and what's important. I won't go, because I feel like crap, I'm not going to go spend my money. Now, if I got a bill or whatever, or I need to save up for my car, guess what I won't be doing? Nothing in the house, going to work, going home. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I focus on. But for the most part, if it's a little something I could do. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make myself happy.
Yeah. So are you like a credit card user? Are you like a saver mainly?
I do not like credit cards.
No, okay.
Yeah. I would rather save that money and,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want nobody. You know, when you have one bad experience with a credit card, you just like, that's a wrap. Nobody told me about this.
How much was your credit? How much you had to pay back?
I think I had like a little $500 credit card.
Okay.
Yeah. All set.
And that's it. That's
set.
You.
I'm
and
set.
you maxed
I'm
that
all,
out. Oh, that's what you have now.
Yeah. No. I don't have no credit
You don't have
card.
No. Wait, which made you learn your lesson? No, which one? Well, like with
Swiper
balance.
don't swipe me.
Was you in like the thousands?
No, that was the limit.
The limit
was $500.
Okay, so you maxed out a $500 credit card.
Yeah, I did.
I got you. And after that, you was like,
I'm
no
all
more.
set. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Listen, kids, learn how to use a credit card and what you need to use a credit card for.
Who gave you the credit card? What company?
They was,
They was giving them out.
And listen, you credit card people, you're out there sending credit cards to people.
Yeah.
You know, and then you apply.
Yeah.
And then it comes in the mail. Great, swipe. Yeah, all set. I'm all set. I'd rather work hard, save my money.
Okay. I got you. Well, we got to get you at least a high yield savings account.
Lord, please.
Did I send it to you?
I think he sent me a few things. I'm going to sit down and do it.
Listen, Coop is an entrepreneur for real. She like, listen, I'm worried about funding this business. Everything else is going to have to wait.
It's one step at a time.
One step at a time.
I think because like I said, I'm still in my shifting of trying to get my life back on track. And whoever tell y'all that moving and going to a different state is easy is not. And you don't know how long God is going to make you wait until you get to where you need to go. Yeah. So for me, God knew that I was stubborn, so I've been stubborn all my life. So I feel like he is teaching me patience, and that's the reason why I go through the things that I go through. So I'm just waiting until he's ready to bless me, and I'm going to continue to be obedient and redirect and correct myself.
What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
We talked about Aquarius. When's your birthday again?
February 6th, Bob Marley's birthday.
And another question I always ask: are you dating?
No.
No. Okay.
Focused.
Okay.
I don't have the emotional capacity.
Ooh.
And when you try to get yourself together, you don't want to
put that on nobody else.
Yeah.
I got you.
Sometimes you do, and it's not intentional. But sometimes you get in situations where you need to draw back, whether you hurt that person or not. Yeah. But,
Agreed.
You got to do what you got to do in order for you to not continue to create damage.
Last question. If your younger self could see what you're building right now, what would they say?
I didn't know you had it in you. You doing this?
You doing it? We ain't even like to talk to people back in the day.
Yeah. Well, I was the only child.
Wow, okay.
So I kept to myself a lot. So, and I played with my cousins and things like that.
I'm the only child.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I probably wouldn't even think that this would have been even an avenue for me. I didn't even think about none of this.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this has been amazing. This has been a beautiful conversation. Tell the people where they can find Sunshine Collision, the podcast, and
I'm everything. On IG, Sunshine Collision Podcast, also Sunshine Collision. Collision is spelled wrong because we're all imperfect, so it's Collison. My website is www.sunshinecollisionllc.com, where you can purchase hats. I'm just on IG and on Facebook. I think I'm on Sunshine Collision, just Sunshine Collision, I think. Okay. But I mainly be on IG.
And the podcast, too. I think that's Sunshine Collision Podcast on Instagram.
And coming in mid-March, I'll be dropping the first episode. So you'll see Bree.
Oh. Am I the first? I'm not the first episode. I'm the second, right?
You're going to be the third.
I'm the third episode.
Yeah, third.
Okay. Yeah, and that studio you had was tough, too. I'm excited to see how it all
came out. I'm waiting for him to edit it and send it back to me, but I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
We had a good conversation.
That was such a good conversation. And thank you because, a lot of people want to be on my podcast, but don't nobody invite me on their podcast. For real.
Listen.
When you invited me on your podcast, I was like, oh my gosh, somebody wanted me to talk.
Yeah.
I was so nice. I was like,
you was up there. It was just like when God placed it on my heart at the podcast summit, and then we connected, and then we talked, and it was just like, this is way bigger than what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when I was like, hey, you want to be on a podcast? You was like, yeah. And we had that Zoom, and I'm like, oh, it's divine.
Yeah.
It's divine. You don't know how people are going to be, placed in your life, and how you are going to be used and I'm going to be used, So you never know. And I appreciate that. Whatever God's doing, let him work.
Do you do vending? Are you going to be at places selling your stuff, or you mainly do online e-commerce?
I told my therapist that I would work on that this year.
Going outside?
Yeah. I really want, if I can, come out here.
Yeah.
And do something out here.
Did you bring anything with you?
Yeah, it's in the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I've learned in Atlanta, carry your stuff on you because you never know.
You never know.
Because when I wear that orange hat,
yeah,
everybody be like, "Oh, that's a dope hat." Yeah. But oh, you got some on you?
Yeah.
So I've learned to keep it.
So
on
you've
me.
Sold stuff
here and there
out of your car.
Yeah.
Basically.
When I went to Florida for my best friend's wedding, I went to a 9 a.m. I think it's called Cinnamon Toast, like a day party or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was outside. I pulled up to the front, and I was like, I see you got a hat on. I see you got a hat on. And like, yeah. And I popped the trunk, and I unzipped the thing. Yeah. It was like, oh, man. I was like, yeah.
So you haven't done, pop-up shops or anything?
I probably did one.
Really? Cool.
I did. No, I'm not. I'm lying. 2.
Okay.
When I first made my hoodies, my apostle, he loved my hoodies.
Okay.
He was like,
you
"No,
were telling me about
yeah,
him, how cool he is.
Yeah, he was like, we're gonna get you a table.
Yes.
So that was the first time me ever like.
You would absolutely sell out.
I probably would, but where I went last time, it wasn't a lot of traffic.
Okay.
So it was like, well, at least I tried it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I enjoy every process, whether I sell anything or not. And just to let y'all know, I believe in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So I'm always praying over my hats.
Yeah.
So anytime that you get a hat from me, just know that I ask God to cover you. Yeah.
Yeah, and let them know what it says in the hats.
In the hat.
In the stitching of the hats.
Oh, one of the hats in the inside, it says he covered my head with oil. So we want to make sure that we're always covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. We got to get you in some places with some traffic because I feel like you would do well there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why maybe that's why we became friends.
Come
so
on.
I could be like, Coop, you gotta just tell you that one thing. Like you gotta go in, be a part of these vendor places. Yeah. But I can understand like if it doesn't make sense to spend $150 on a vendor table and then not really have a lot of traffic come. Yeah. So that makes sense too. Like kind of knowing when and where to be. But,
yeah. And when you don't know too much of anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've been in Atlanta, but I really don't. You know, I'm always at work, and then I etch a sketch on my iPad.
Man, because last time when I went to Podcast Summit, that's where I got that hoodie, that crew hoodie, that Army Fatigue one.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, y'all had some cool stuff. And I think they were like one of the only merch vendors there.
I think so. Because when I gave David Shan my hat, he was like, "Oh, do you have a booth?" I was like, "Nah, I don't have a booth." But I was able to give him my hats.
Yeah.
He had his hat. He was on live today. He had my hat on.
For real? Yeah, no, the hat is dope. Like you're and it's black owned and it's local, and you know it's just like the money is being poured into somebody who really enjoys this. Like not people that are just like watermarking things and putting other people's things on and mass producing it. Like your stuff is created with love.
Thank you.
But anyways, let me get ready to let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. And anyways, you guys definitely follow Coop on all social media outlets. Make sure you stay connected with the podcast as well. Of course, we're available everywhere you get your podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, the purpose of this show is to turn purpose into power, power into profit, profit into placement, so we never have to ask for a seat at the table. Because if you're not at the table, you want a menu. Anyways, peace, blessing. Good night.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.